Hey. So with the release of the Black Ops 4 beta yesterday, I thought what better thing to do than today come at you guys with a video on Blackout. Since the beta came out, I've been pretty much playing non-stop. I've got about 12 hours into it already, 6 wins, and I'm feeling like I'm kind of starting to get a grasp on the game. And what I thought would be really helpful today is if I came at you with a tips video on 10 things that you should know before playing Blackout. So basically this video is going to be tips, things you may not have figured out yet, and just general guidelines on how to be better at the game. Now, last thing I just wanted to mention before we get into it is Best Life tees are still available. If you're interested in buying one, top link in the description. They will be available till Sunday. Anyways, let's do this. Number 1. Now, I think probably when Black Ops 4 comes out, I'll make an entire video just going through every single weapon and probably ranking it in Blackout and Zombies. But in this beta, I think it's good enough to just know that generally what works and what doesn't. In my opinion so far, I would say honestly, SMG and Sniper is without a doubt the best loadout if you can use it. So if you're good with a Sniper in Blackout, you will do absolutely amazing. That seems to be the key to victory, is get a Sniper and be good with it. Have an SMG as a backup if people get close, and that is basically like the best loadout if you can run that. If you're not gonna run SMG Sniper, really the only thing else I would recommend running is either SMG and an AR, or you can also do like some sort of weird combination with an LMG. As of now, shotguns seem very weak, and I see no reason that you should use one of these as compared to just simply using an SMG. SMGs have better range and they kill way faster than shotguns at close range. Generally though, as far as weapons go, I would say if you're good with a sniper, use that in an SMG, and if you're not so good, maybe just rock an AR with an SMG. When in doubt, play high ground. So as far as my experience with Battle Royale goes, really all I've ever played is Fortnite. And there's one key to that game. It's always been, I mean, it's building, but using building to get high ground. Well, if you're like me and you haven't really played any other Battle Royale games, you may not know this, but high ground is pretty important. I mean, obviously you want cover and all that, and that's very important. But if you're at the end of the game, smaller circle, and you can take a hill, take it.
Should I go for the nade on this guy?
Try it. Go for it.
All right, cover me.
Oh, bait. Out front.
Oh shit.
Circle.
Oh, JC!
Your life.
JC! And while that is a very basic piece of advice for really any Battle Royale game, it is super helpful to know. When in doubt, if there's ever a time where you're not really sure to go, you're towards the end of a game, just take high ground. You're always gonna be at a better advantage than if you don't. Number 3, there is bullet penetration. So bullets go through bushes, light wood, and sometimes walls, depending on really how thick that wall is. I know in places like firing range, you can pretty much shoot through everything, which is really nice. But in general, another small tip, but it's good to know. Number 4, skydiving. So this is something that I really would have liked to know starting into the game, because basically I'm just gonna show you guys with my controller how this works. So this is your right stick here, okay? When you skydive in, what I was doing the entire game is I was just holding back, and your character is gonna kind of go into a nosedive. That'll get you going about 50 miles an hour, but there's a key to going even faster if you wanna go straight down. And what that is you go down on one stick and you go up on the left. And basically that is what's going to get you to go about 70 plus miles an hour into your drop. All right, now moving back over into some gameplay stuff, I wanted to talk about backpacks. So the way Blackout works right now is you can carry around 5 items. So this could be a perk, it could be something like a grenade, a barricade. There's all kinds of different things you can carry around, a grappling hook. As of right now, the only thing you can actually pick up is a backpack, and that gives you an extra 5 slots. Honestly, right now, this is a little unbalanced in my opinion, because if you have a backpack, you're set. You really are never feeling like you don't have enough room for heals and like equipment and perks. But if you don't have that backpack and you're in the late game, you are really gonna struggle. Number 6, you can jump off of really high buildings and skydive down to the ground.
Can you jump off that with a wingsuit?
This is something that I wish I had have known going straight into the game. At places like the construction site and the hydro dam, when you're way up high and you need to get down quickly, you're like, oh my god, this is going to take forever. But you literally can just go to jump, and instead of just tapping X to do the jump animation, hold it instead of letting go, and you'll just go right into the animation and get down safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, go from there, from there.
That's sick.
Number 7, vehicles. So this is something that I think is really important that pretty much anyone watching this should know, and that is that vehicles blow up very unexpectedly.
I can't go.
I tagged him. I'm getting.
Destroyed by hostile
Okay. Okay.
There's no sirens or like red lights or anything. You just blow up.
I find especially with helicopters and boats is that they just blow up out of nowhere super fast, and if you are in one while it blows up, you're dead. It's actually surprisingly not that hard to get a squad wipe if you have a team just all firing down at a helicopter and there's 4 people in that helicopter. Also, another pro tip about the helicopter specifically is you can actually skydive from it.
Hey, where?
Like directly below you.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, equipment. So in my opinion, the most underutilized thing in this game so far is equipment. Equipment isn't overpowered, but it's one of the most effective things if you know how to use it right. In my opinion, some of the best are the sensor dart, which basically you shoot it into an area and it basically just shows you if there's any enemies there. The trophy system works as all trophy systems have, just by destroying like nades and things that are flying through the air. But in my opinion, the best equipment of all is the grappling hook. When you just have this giant map, the grappling hook just makes mobility so much better, and it's just such a tactical item for playing aggressively.
Trey guys hella tagged.
Got him?
Watch your right.
Nice.
Number 9. People camping corners. So, I mean, this is probably nothing new to anyone here who has ever played Call of Duty, but with any Call of Duty game, you're gonna get a lot of camping. Now, this is one thing in a team deathmatch in a small map where you're just trying to get kills, but in Blackout, in my opinion, like this is one of my least favorite things about this game mode, but it's something you need to be aware of. When you are going through an area, a town, whatever, you need to be super careful because, especially in solo, I should add, I've just run into random people just sitting in a corner waiting for someone to come along, waiting for the storm to shrink, and it's so frustrating. If someone is camping in a corner and you don't see them, they're going to have the jump on you, and it is very difficult to win that fight. The time to kill in Blackout is pretty quick, especially if you don't have armor, and honestly, I would just recommend being very careful whenever you're walking through a new town, especially in solos. Now, I said we have 10 tips. I lied. It's actually 11, so boom. Bonus tip for you all. This is number 10. And actually what I wanted to talk about before the most important tip is healing. So just a few things I wanted to run through with healing. The first is that you can actually run and heal, which is really nice when you're running in the storm and just really in any situation whatsoever. The next is I wanted to talk about trauma kits. So total health is 150 and bandages, which you can basically just find anywhere, heal 25. You can get med kits, which heal 50, and then the last and best healing item is known as the trauma kit. And basically this is the Blackout equivalent to a Fortnite chug jug. So not only does it heal your entire health all the way back up to 150, but it actually gives you a bonus 50. In my opinion, it feels a little bit overpowered, but it's also something that you need to use extremely cautiously because this is the only thing that will actually get your health past 150, and because of that, the question is, do you want to save, stay at 150, wait till you get shot a bit in your next fight, and then heal all the way up to 200, or do you just want to use that trauma kit up and then obviously be at 200 from the get-go? Regardless though, you should just know and be aware that it does heal beyond 150 health. Also, in regards to healing, armor is something that's very important. Level 1 armor is what it is, but if you're getting in a gunfight against someone that has level 2 or 3 and you don't, very hard to win that fight. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you are at a huge disadvantage as it feels like armor almost gives you double the health from regular. Anyways, coming in at, I guess, our 11th tip, in my opinion, the most important tip, the thing that I've realized and has just been the most helpful throughout the game, is more so related to squads and duos than solos, but I feel like this is going to be a squads and duos game, so just hear me out. So I've played for about 12 hours now, mostly in squads, and if there's one thing I've realized, I think we've gotten about 6 wins so far as a squad, is the team with the most people at the end of the game always wins. Now, that probably sounds really obvious, but there's a lot more to it than that. Of all the 6 wins my squad has had so far, there's only been one game where in the end it was 4v4. Every single game you get to at the end in squads is usually going to be teams of 2 or less. If you can keep your full squad alive till the end, you have a very good chance of winning. And the crazy thing is, even if you have a good player, because time to kill is so fast, if it's a 1v2, they have a very good chance at winning that. If it's a 1v3, if they're crazy, they can win that. But ultimately, the thing I find time after time is if I have a team of 4 and there's like 12 people left, very good odds in winning. That's going to be about it for me on this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And before we do end it, again, I just wanted to say, if you guys want to get your best life shirt, the motto behind it is basically that ultimately I believe that happiness comes from pursuing goals and trying to better yourself rather than just simply chasing pleasure. And that's basically kind of the motto behind these shirts. So if you like them, if you like the idea behind them, top link in the description, 5 days left to get them roughly. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.